yɛde abɛ for kwan so the scientists adwene yɛ wɔ mo yɛde bɛfra fa nyankopɔn adwene di dog yɛnhwɛ nipadua no ɛfiri soro kosi fam no adwene yɛ adeɛ a ɛno na yɛde yɛ biribiaa ɛti mame ntie o
okay Tofi medawasi
okay
medawasi pa I was a question what is
Now, I don't know whether the whole can you probably pay attention pa
okay
I dey become boy nyina
okay
Tofi say me kasafa adwene ho a me person me blend 3 different kinds of mechanisms be
okay
yeah the kasafa adwene no
okay
some mechanisms no and they're the real characteristics of the brain.
Okay.
1 mathematics.
Sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 science.
Okay.
And a Bible.
And then me answer we maths,
mathematics, science and Bible.
Bible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a Bible, mathematics and science.
Okay. And no now say what they
yes, me
the link it.
Yeah, the link adwene no, yeah, they can wasem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Now, the entire person uses that 3 concepts, no,
okay.
and an aspect, no.
Okay.
Yeah, they can wasem no. Because of the way adwene no. First we hear humanity.
Okay.
Bible no deal with faith.
GD ankasa.
Mathematics is intelligence and a logic.
Okay.
And a science is knowledge.
Wow. Science and knowledge.
Bible is faith. Mathematics is intelligence or logic.
Okay.
And a science is knowledge.
Okay.
Sa niyama mi yensan. Adwene no de dam so de adwuma no.
Okay.
Tofi of late minim so what here in the system of Ghana. Ebinuma sorry a raise campaign against the Bible.
Yeah. More pa.
Now
them ranting across so sand make can say more than 50 at least by 50%.
Yes. I get it.
No.
Yeah.
Or more I say
Sadi in him.
Yeah.
So what does it?
Okay.
They are promoting or making a campaign for say common sense.
Okay.
They are promoting common sense.
That's
the youth no be a raise Ghana. Their campaign is say we should be there with common sense.
Okay.
And you know common sense. And you know the Bible is ineffective.
The Bible.
They deny the effectivity of the Bible and the authenticity of the scriptures.
Okay. Okay.
It's almost a common sense.
Okay.
But Tofi, me will say, sa campaign here evil.
Open source say, omo use common sense.
Common sense, no?
Our Bible.
Omo making people to common. Your friend said to apply common sense. Yes.
Our Bible, no.
Our Bible say to the Bible. You apply common sense.
Say evil.
Evil.
Hey, as someone can do, I know you.
Memmo critical analysis. And I made person me say me book at say purely evil. Yes, evil.
Obi or practices side any be
who person who promote the application of common sense to the scriptures.
Okay.
Evil.
Wow.
Whether you like it or not, evil.
Dog.
Okay. Tofi, you talked about the brain.
Yeah.
Brain no the citadel and not the capital of the body.
Adreno.
Yeah.
And everyone is saying the
a capital.
Okay.
The control center.
Okay.
The central switchboard to the functions of the body.
Okay. This is a car or control board.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the supercomputer.
Okay.
Regulating the whole body through channels, be a different vessel, nerves.
Okay.
Intini outdoor.
Okay. Okay.
Tofi. So what's in the nervous system da?
Yeah.
Comprising of the spinal cord.
Yeah.
And the nerves intini no.
Yes.
And the adrenaline.
Okay.
This is what we call the nervous system.
Okay.
Brain no, I want the nervous system no. But brain in there the computer side.
Okay.
The executive side of the whole nervous system.
And the control.
Yeah. Intini no, nerves no, connected to the brain no.
Okay.
And more than billions. Yes. I'm telling you.
Adrenal.
Intini nkuwa ekuramu.
No.
Yes.
More than 1,000.
More than billion.
Hey.
I mean, Slobika, ekikako be 12 billion. nurse
nko a
connected brain no.
Wow.
Na santini na connected brain no. A connect ya a back down now link it to every organ be aware system no.
Okay.
Only dentia
that be
because brain here the switchboard and now say the computer system,
okay,
the control center of the body,
okay,
the information be about body anymore and the distribute information,
okay,
and information ba on every a person initiate online so online empeja say ya
okay,
so information all the ban and na muntini mu na eba
ni nyina no brain na ema utimi yes ane ema
na ema utimi yes ade
okay,
but Tofi baby asem de bia e wa ani
okay,
me ba cho brain no me ba cho he fa na wo
se brain ye minim se ewo
etrenu
yeah,
se wo pai trenu mu a e wo inside
okay,
and na nyankopɔ hye da ankesi etrenu with tissues,
okay,
and wo de kwankora skull no,
okay,
and o sa de akabata,
okay,
and ama eti no den no,
okay,
to protect the brain
no,
owi no de nam dra kwankora no, and o sa de enwini ya,
okay,
esa edra ho biem.
Wow,
the brain is protected,
okay,
and the brain ankasa sa da nsuo bim you find the cerebrospinal fluid,
okay,
edem,
okay, okay,
but brain no sa nyankopɔ enkesi no with the head no what head inside no means met me aka kyerɛ say brain no e wo outside.
How
it extends outside.
Wow,
Although it is internal of the head,
okay,
but the cells extended outside.
Okay,
Extension of the brain outside the body no mainly to capture information from the outside environment,
okay,
into the body,
okay,
or why extending no or projecting about
okay,
something no and they form the 5 sense organs,
okay,
the physical organs of the body,
okay,
5,
okay,
the eye, the nose,
okay,
the mouth,
okay,
and the beam, the eye.
Yaka the eye.
Yaka the eye. Okay. The eye, the nose,
okay,
the mouth,
okay,
and the skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The skin.
Okay.
Sa nneɛma wei and the 5 senses no.
Okay.
And the 5 senses wei and on the body no and the capture information and the adwene no.
And the brain no. Okay.
And the capture information and
the brain
adwene no.
Okay.
So and a ear. Sorry, and a ear.
Yeah, and the count 5.
Yeah, now I have 5.
Okay.
And on the capture information. And you know, say information you environment ni mu a. Na brain no amfa nintini na mbabo ntin a. Ontimi project.
Okay.
5 senses here wo hwe. And no me the referencing navigative and I say absorber of message.
Okay.
Into the brain.
Okay.
It's the extension of the brain outside the body to perceive what is going on in the environment.
Okay.
And you adwene nimu so a your sentence bebre.
Okay.
Your adwene a eno no e wo ho a ye ne mmoa e wo bi.
Emoa wo sa adwene ni bi.
Sa adwene ne mmoa.
And nipa so wo sa adwene ni bi.
Nipa so wo sa adwene ni bi.
Okay.
Eno na ema ye animal.
And
we are being animated by such brain.
Okay.
That more ya animals.
Okay.
Nipa ya animals.
Okay.
Sa your sa adwene no.
Okay.
Eno no won say aboa. Say wo the cake to. Now the banchiwura to wa obekwa ko bi banchiwura
eja cake no
enye so onim se cake ni aduane enya na aduane o.
Okay.
Enye se consciously no onim o se da pa nim se cake nye enya na aduane.
Okay. Yes, what share the name.
Enye so se
but the brain no eka kire no ono na aduane.
Animal brain no is an automatic. It's a fixing to their odin kwa.
Okay. Sana nyame aye no.
Sana nyankopɔ aye no.
Okay.
Ya fixes our brain no to ya programming niama abo ni di no ya programming ni nyina de egu abo na dwin
e wo ni system no
no.
Okay.
Sa adwene no ya fa ni intuitive faculty and instinctive faculty.
Okay.
And man nipa na abo e animated.
Okay.
Act with the animal nature. It won say abo enam wa sabi na kosu kuma oyo ba egu but wonim.
Okay.
Because to perceive say who go on it need certain brain. Sa brain ni de enye moa de
emwa ni bi.
The amwa no a pre-programmed brain.
Okay.
And from the intuitive faculty.
Okay.
Very good. Me say about biem. Nipa obi. Na nipa de no intuitive faculty no.
Okay.
And only common sense ni film ba no. and no automatic pre-programmed information.
Okay.
I wo yemu.
Okay.
And no yamo program yamo information kakra bi pe. You don't know it intellectually,
okay.
But you know it naturally.
Okay.
As unnaturally, no, and you're intellectual. It has nothing to do with intellectualism.
Okay.
But it has something to do with your automated inclination. Say, Adiwe, Mimpe. But say the entire you don't know.
Okay.
But just what
you see, Opadok.
And you know, young father saying Yankupon, for instance. So I say, Bebrekas Yankupon, anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
Young father saying Yankupon, for instance. Onipa be our pre-programmed knowledge. Primary knowledge about God.
Okay.
Onipa bia.
Onipa
bia.
Okay.
It is programmed or weaved together with the intuitive faculty. Boy.
Okay.
But just what I say. Intuitive faculties boy. They are weaved together with them.
Okay.
It but and yet to know it intellectually, you know it automatically.
Okay.
Say nyankopon bi oyere. And no dey dey talk and say common sense better to say once there is God, there must be a creator. That statement is not intellectual.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with intellectualism.
Okay.
It has something to do with intuitive faculty. They are making notice.
Yeah.
Which is a pre-programmed information into the body.
Okay.
A primary knowledge for us to perceive that once there's something, there must be the originator.
Okay.
But just what I said there. Very good. And you know, yet mean dually on common sense.
Okay.
In terms of say you perceive 50 bim, analyze it at the end. Common sense doesn't have that.
Common sense.
No.
Okay. Okay.
And the human say pre-programmed information for you to know. I say
okay.
Automatically you know your mother.
Yeah.
They are making what I say. This is an automatic functioning.
Okay.
And pre-programmed information.
Okay.
So what's in the part of your woman? If you perceive your woman, who was a pre-programmed information?
Say me, I read that.
Yes.
Mommy, who me, mommy, cry me, oh mommy.
Only mommy.
Okay.
And now, young fan M1. How were they able to know? Say, oh mommy, and automatically linkage with the pre-programmed information.
Okay.
And the intuitive faculty, intuitively and instinctively. Aboarding him say, ne mommy.
It's not Timmy Cornum.
It's not Timmy Cornum. But just what I say.
Yeah.
And now, intuitive faculty, no, and they chemical be the yeduma.
Okay.
The friend oxytocin. What does it? No, it me connecting aqualan to me, man. In love, bond of unity.
Okay.
But just what I say.
Yeah.
This is automatic. Toffee. Common sense. So be raising alarm. Say, what's in the use common sense throughout? The only person will say, you live your friends. You live your animal nature.
Wow.
You live your animal nature.
I say, why is Sabi Abuano?
Also living
with his Abua.
And also when they are campaigning common sense, they are trying to tell you live animal like the animal nature should, that is what you should live on.
Okay.
But here lies the case. Apart from smart the animal nature, which is linked to the intuitive faculty, there are higher animals than the animals.
Okay. Because I don't know or chinny quechi.
Yeah, baby, no.
Okay.
There are many parts in higher
a chain
than animals.
Okay.
Although we all have the animal nature.
Okay.
We have the intuitive faculty, we have the blood, we have everything.
Okay.
Yeah. But then the man
dance.
Personal. Yes, entity higher than them.
Okay.
Any baby here?
Okay.
Okay. You will be a friend say the intelligible power of comprehension. To me, you they said the name ade.
Okay.
And the control your intellectualism.
Okay.
You name there. So I say, oh, person you name there. Oh, said that. And why you fi money?
Okay.
No what suya?
Okay.
And you name there.
Okay.
And you primary one now where then? Who you know? And
with you, pardon.
That is how it is. Okay. It is high intelligible power of comprehension. You are dealing with brain anymore. Your friend the pineal gland.
Okay.
And only it is situated in the say your pie utinim say your bio forehead and apart from say forehead make pay honest.
Okay.
Honest.
Okay.
And your friend the frontal lobe. Okay. And now say the cerebrum.
Okay.
Section you I friend the prefrontal cortex.
Okay.
And the boy my review subine.
Okay.
The moral section of the brain.
Okay.
Very good. It's in patch of abua. Otimi that's subine. aboa nim suban
dabi
say mami mo kro mami mo adwuma
dabi
aboa nyere
onim
yenti a wonim ni say ono na mo no ya ma no sabi automatic brain which is the commonsensical one
okay
and now say the friend say intuitive faculty
okay
and na say aboa de den ewo but say morally see that moral character bi onim
okay
sa moral character isu no onim et won't mean kan kira aboa say oni suban because ultimately nye moral ya de mra eto ye moral law aboa is not amenable to moral law nipa nko na amenable to moral law
okay
ye wa gini bi a eno de emo ni bi and na create nipa personality
okay
it's the personality of human nature no depends on sa adwene I from the cerebrum
okay
what mo manage pay ho
okay
but just what you say
yeah
na way mu no and ye wo other sections wo sa adwene ni mu no
okay
ye say wo other sections here den
okay
nipa adwene no your friend cerebrum your sections wom but one of the sections are ehu hia pa no your friend the pineal gland
okay
small organ bio your friend pineal gland sa pineal gland no that and the reasoning machine
wow
and man nipa da se nitimi reason
okay
man
nipa timi dwene
otimi dwene
okay
ya kasi wo dwene a sa twi no mu ntia se kakra
okay
you are thinking and you are reasoning
okay
they are intertwined
yeah omo ben but
so
so
deeper
okay
because you can reasoning na e be evaluate ade no
okay
a process no
okay
a integrate no
okay
analyze it
okay
what does it thinking is a way of describing how the reasoning faculty is processing
okay
but just what you say there
yeah
etin ye ba twi mu a reasoning no e ye say yes ye adwene me wa
e
right word
okay
but nin chire mu ni say sa section na fm pineal gland no edi adwini
okay
innovating creating and weaving
okay
what does it
yeah
edi adwini ntini fm adwene o dwene
okay
that's the central side nti pineal gland is adwuma
okay
Tofi utu oyi my brother information such information information here about America
okay
unko America da
be
but we read information na we
yeah
now you know everything about America
yeah there's a what chade no mfonyini e wo wadwene mu nti
very good
e wo wani so
onim center e ma hunu o read ade no wi a e ma utiminya ade no bobia se ne tie ankasa potin no but when ni nyere ehun physical organ site ne nko hoda but you can see ka ho asema obetuma pepe
say dey ogina ho
very good
okay
eye pineal gland na ese adwuma
okay
etino me capture me read ade no na mani no capture content na and the information na ko pineal gland ni
okay
pineal gland no dwuma ya be di ni say sa principle na we read from the content no oba be evaluate no
okay
oba evaluate oba domo suko I evaluate o evaluate we are no process it
okay
no was analyze it
okay
oba sa analyze bi or analyze we are oba examination cross checking
okay
cross checking no is done by another section of the brain
okay
and your friend no the angular cingulate cortex
okay
and oba be introspection na hwem say error bi yeden e wo mu a sa na yakopon yes angular friends ACC no angular your friends singular cortex no your friend ACC
okay
sa na yakopon aye no
okay
eto oba hwem na say information wo mu a automatically all my brain no enya convinced
okay
what in the end
that be
because your pre-programmed information about morality
okay
and your pre-programmed information about God say na people be etias
and
a content na o reading and no cancel God e twanya mimu say nyame bi nyere any ho
every na dwene mu
et intuitive faculty no e was our primary your friends knowledge no as see no message we aba no e chesi nyankopon nyere any ho sa ACC no oh ebe read as can actually say there be a contradicting with the intuitive faculty
okay wow
but just what I say
it's you wow
and you know your error detection area in the brain
okay wow
it will picture what the intuitive faculty is naturally weaved with the information kura no and they just say eno na man nipa ye nipa they to obey picking information na beto na nimo all kind no obey sa content na say does it agree with the primary naturally programmed information na
okay
say disagree which means that it can't help you on intellectual basis ebe say nipa bia na e ma wo nyem ora
wow
ube deny wo wa hyase what region you shall deny it
yes
eti hono no oni biebe na eba ne sa wi a waka kire o reason no say information wenye reason no ebe ma your friend say another section bi abam eno no sa section no
okay
the section of mine we ye wo o mine no ye obebia emra ye ko aduma
yeah
the for judiciary
yeah
brain no judicial area
okay
e wo yemu ye friend conscience con and science
okay
purposely for the science of judgment
okay
it wo bebam obamu a no so aba be evaluate
okay
your friend say information na I evaluate na introspection area no aba introspect na say wa ba be aba evaluate who say ade no it doesn't agree with the content or pre-programmed no it am wow e ma unya more light on what has been pre-programmed within you
okay
it conscience na ba be with dia na conscience na abuwa wa adwene for obe appeal to yourself
okay
the willpower no
okay
so what does it some information we emwa
okay
e be now origin not just origin any ho
okay
it wo nipa bia the origin ni ho not just nipa no fi so what's that and
ati ase ba
after that willpower na your personal self no o be take decision
afa sa de kro no
say either so be dia tum say wo de mistake ba me fa ne sa
okay
and now say me mfa
okay
willpower na adwuma no
yeah
it no your decision making power
okay
that is your personal self so o ko court aye judge
okay
and nyankopon so judge as self no judge
ojeje okay
na hana se nipa ne di boni bi ana o ya ade bi na eye contrary to bon papa but sa ade ne man sika
okay
sa ade ne man ye fame tie ni ye
okay
one ye lucky who the way power be decide say mama mfiri ho na me ko support boni
because how na benya bibia free
very good issue ni because ye papa no free kwan mu a me gidi se ka boni na me di me nya sika no
okay
en ka hon be ren e be ko totin
okay
but se papa no si kwan mu a e be ren
ebe si mi kwai
ana se e be kai me
yeah
da me cannot
okay
na ma shada pa bu mani aguso
na
fa boni
ma yi no kore no ato baabi se de be ya emetwintwa
very good onim se wo ya saade no kwa conscience nko na ye adwene no faculty ya boni nka no
okay
enye boni nipa to boni no eno nko anya boni nti eno no ye voice of God program within the brain
okay
eno di adanse ma nyankopon
okay
obekire papa ne boni no ana wo fa boni na de be kokko wieu any papa na de be kokko wieu it will appeal this to your willpower
okay
na willpower na decided
here
so fa boni na tie ne ye na se boni na wo ye be du ba bi no conscience be ka kire wo se de wo ye de be wieu ni it was so kodi boni bia na
yeah
na ba na be ka sa kire wo
yes
se de wo ye ene ye utibo na ebu afo
no
more na wo to aso na wo ya unyae no a o ka sa kire wo ignore no o ka sa kire wo ignore no up to some time a wo ignore ono be wo so wo ignore o ka sa nkire obium sa voice ni ka sa nkire obium no ba benya seared conscience conscience na is sealed seared conscience ono abandon
asa ade no kwa no wo ya afa de wo
na afa wo ba be kobo ni bia wo ya onu
hu bi okay wow
ba jo so what say
yeah
onu hu bi
okay
me ba jo say ena ya adwuma say na ya adwuma
okay
now listen Tofi enkrofo na omo ka kire se bible no enye no
okay
enye se bible no enye o once time bia so omo kasa omo se asofo bi the bible na that business
okay
enye nu nti ena omo de ka se bible no nye one of the facts omo de jina so ka se bible no ba ko no
asofo bi dey business
yes
yeah
eti ebinum ho hinti
okay
no omo de condemn bible no
okay
no
okay
another fact ni say ono kasa peboni bi edidada but bible no standard no support morality
okay
therefore and also condemn bible no
said
I don't need a book to tell me to do this
okay
because ye na nanom abra bible no nya maaye no no mo ni memo adwoman
okay
memo kro no memo mani ewu no mo nim tie ne yewu
yeah
et no I don't need a book to tell me say memo adwoman but Tofi they are speaking childish.
Sabi who so omu din kwala.
Omu din kwala sempa.
Okay.
The entire maker say.
Okay.
Another reasonable person maybe some question say. Where was the natural your first intuitive faculty?
Okay.
Abra na ye nanam. Abrofo ba ya ba fa omu konkwaso.
Okay.
Ade na ntiman train nanam nyansa say slavery na ye.
Okay.
But what does it?
Itiuba.
What's the Bible no obi na de bae e broni na de yere.
E de bae.
Thank you. Me ba cho say broni na de bae nti na enye.
Okay.
Na no na ma Africa. E ko fom a. Wo de broni ka akoye den. Ka na ya ofuri ko odi ma no koye den.
I don't see a question.
A reasonable person maybe sounds ade.
Yeah.
I was so born naked. Atade na wo se ni nyina wo so jai. Because it emanated from industrial revolution.
Yeah, obi na de
industrial revolution.
Okay.
I was say Saturday you must strip it off. Me say me ni microphone share debate me catch up pain. Tofi. Remember you don't run who naked abonting because you have to walk forward. Say Bible no say broni na de bae.
Okay.
Na broni bibi MYA. Director. Don't even wear broni bibi. Studio don't enter.
Okay.
Say kasa.
Because
microphone now kasa wo so no.
Yeah.
I was so jai kasa mo.
Obi na ye.
Camera na edi twa wo no. I was so jai.
Okay.
Not dwelling on common sense because even pono say all promote common sense. Common sense intimi nya camera.
Na say social media na kra wonam so.
Social media common sense intimi nya.
Yeah.
Ni yes ade no. Intelligible power of comprehension.
Okay.
Controlled by the pineal gland.
Okay.
But nipa from aboa.
Okay.
The American what say? It won't condemn it. They are. And you must not use because broni no one of the same money here.
Bye. Okay. Wow.
Meaning so what must there? Now,
say chiku kwa ini ma.
Yeni ma.
Say also ade no enye dia. I don't know you should.
I don't know you should.
Okay.
I didn't know where then who you should.
Okay.
Share. Ofia Ghana. Now go China. Naturally, system be ebeka to say morality. Any person buy.
Okay.
Morality na any person buy.
Okay.
System na sanity.
Okay.
Now, pre-programmed information to intuitive faculty in one. Common sense can not say nipa must live morally, not immorally.
Okay.
The American what?
Yeah.
Bible, almost 90% of the biblical content, or 80% of the biblical content, are full of morality.
Okay.
We say
oh yeah.
Who read the Bible now?
Yeah.
What it promotes more? Content, the content of morality.
Yeah.
And I hearing pre-programmed information away, and also your man primary information about what? Morality. If you identify almost 90 to 80% content of morality, no. Over catch them say, and no na deba in SS system. And then I'm gonna yi.
And tina dog, o person what say, omo e preach common sense. No mo preach say Bible na nkasa cry.
Yes.
A young crofo na dia ba be
yes. Yes.
Okay, three asofo bi so they are done business.
Yes.
Because of that in no. And say a value Bible no. O person what kind of pain say say we abon samsem.
Sa na man crofo na nkasa kra na e kan. They are speaking against their own imagination and conscience.
Wow.
Yes. Because meba
nipa no pen boni edi.
Okay, Bible no say man mokro.
Okay.
And now one na wo kasa asem no. Who say blame politician?
Okay.
So obokro no.
Okay.
Tin you. Politician ni ba asori dem na asori nka tell say ma onko bokro no ana. Na Bible no ka tell say onko bokro no.
Dabi.
Very good. Nipa ndi ni pe and na ignore the Bible no ye den. Aka. And no kokko bokro no. Enta me ka tell say obi o condemn Bible no bia na nipa bia. Owo boni bia wodi so obokro no. But when you say Bible no bo ho
be cassette
okay it automatically mama condemn Bible no
said e
be ya kwanya den enka endi
boni na me pese medi because bibie ni wa be guide me amama hu sa de no be ye no eye boni
it means say na mu mani gu so
okay
sana common sense families for
okay
o ma fa ade no
okay
sana ade no de etie
okay
this is what they are telling the people it is a woni nyansa ho wa adwene ni say yeah, catch us apply common sense na Bible no nye.
Okay.
Tieni you.
Okay.
That's what they are telling you. Bible no free baby na buy.
Okay.
Say na wo kan. E buy no does it promote 90% of the cultural norm morality no one. Yes.
Okay.
Say ke buy ye and the can see mo kro no.
Aha.
E different.
Okay. because and there abetie nyame
it is something which goes against the natural order of the human personality.
Okay.
It's no there morality and yaduma.
Okay.
Ebiem. The conscious, your friends say, pre-programmed information, intuitive faculty. No, actually, say once there is a creator,
okay.
Once there is a creator,
yeah,
there must be a creator.
Okay.
And yes, sir.
Yeah.
Where common sense can catch us on Bible no by the ebefo aswana, and no my intellectual analysis about the God. Okay. Said to be frank, way, and the church say, Nyankopon yede etiase. Eti no more. Niama wait with the signa. Actually, I am convinced. Actually, Nyankopon yede.
Oh.
Bible no the order ma woni.
Okay.
I got then and they co agree with common sense.
Common sense.
They co disagree with common sense.
Common sense.
Bible no is agreeing with the human intellectual capacity.
Okay. Okay. Dog, ade ba ko a aya okay ni omo isu say that okay common sense no. Etoda kra wotimi quote bibi wo Bible mu. Na ya na de me bisa ne say, yemfa ne say, okay, ye kan ma do aware. Obekotu Solomon. Okay. Ebi obi a wadi ewu. Obetimi akutu obi. Ba ye kan ede na Bible no kan ni pakro de no kowi. Mennim say that make an what myself. Yemfa say ye kan Solomon e ma do ho asem say Solomon ware ma do bi a ope. But Solomon we ni na asan be kan say all is vanity.
All is vanity.
Yes, I can't say. Some yamana me di makoma ne ma dwene ni me ayi di akire no wie e krare nim ko wie abosom som so.
And I say bibi
fufuro.
But common sense for be kotu a.
Okay.
Ye be kotu abraba no na owom.
Yes.
Abra na enyansi no. Bone no. Enyan wie ne bone no. Eno be ko kotu.
Okay.
Baby anipa na dwen na yira ni.
Yes.
Et what you want to convince you so. Solomon kura no yeden obodwman. But one kotu na wie ye no.
Okay.
The American what say?
Convince you.
Very good. What common sense will not be able to tell you, say, there's a principle of cause and effect.
Okay.
So everything be out cause, it has to result an effect.
Okay.
So negative cause about resulting negative effect.
Okay.
A positive, a more positive effect.
Yeah.
The American what say?
Yeah.
That is how it is.
Okay.
Mama san from ra. Omo assembly omo talk say Bible a belief AGD. Until therefore once AGD you know, any evidence.
Opa.
Enya evidence.
Okay.
Oma ma yehunu wo system no say ade bi eye GDA based no enya evidence.
Okay.
But you say one kasa kura me kan wa adwene akọ. Say sa na system na
na system no.
Me ba cho faith has nothing to do with baseless evidence.
Okay.
TNA. Faith has nothing to do with baseless evidence.
Okay.
Bible no train. Tofi, the Bible na call the book of Hebrews 11:1.
Me phone no me ha ti wo dey say wo beti ma bie no ho amamea because me sure say obi a o hwe bia wo social media no so no ono nso betimi akọ no phone no so ti wo kan no onim say de wo ho ano.
Okay. Hwe Hebrews 11:1.
Okay.
Me wie na me wie amasa do about biology.
Okay.
Obo say the Bible no kan no and one na biological.
Okay.
It say who deny Bible no dey sabi your biology must be destroyed.
Okay.
Onipa bia la wo say
Say no.
Menim say what must say.
Beti o ba dog.
Hwe ti asemi. O say now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Okay.
Yeah, we evaluate no.
Okay.
O say faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen.
Niema yemfa yeni huriye.
What say ye ko kire mu a? Christianity no ko kire mu a. And the ma confusion ba no.
Okay.
Ye ko kire mu a say. Paul can say. Jidie ya ade ye hu ye no so ya
jedi.
And yes I no kan no.
Okay.
One will paraphrase this. But listen, see, faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Okay.
Tio. And evidence of things not seen.
Okay.
Jidie eye niema ye dia ho to so
I did that so dia ye hwehwe
and ade ye nyamo ni da so ni ho na friend say ni evidence ni substance.
Okay.
Ni substance. Okay. And the evidence of things not seen niema ye hu no e ho adanse die
Okay.
but just what does it?
Metie opa.
Eti the person what tell say. Faith based on evidence.
Okay.
Are there any evidence no? Is faithless.
Okay.
The person what tell you.
Okay.
Bible nowhere said. Say you can faith her. It doesn't based on evidence. Me probably ba ko bit ma quote you.
Okay.
Faith is evidence based
Okay.
thing. There's nothing like blind faith.
Okay.
Blind faith in your
Okay.
blind faith in your entity. Also now faith is the substance of things hoped for. You got substance of things out here. And the mommy hope for. Substance of things that make me hope.
Okay.
And the mommy
I want to so at the crown.
it is substance of things near then. And a things we are then.
Okay.
Substance of things. You got thing either idea physical and not idea any physical.
Yeah.
And a thing.
Okay.
And the substance of that thing, no, the substance and thing, the substance, no.
Okay.
Hey, the mommy present
No.
what I say visible and any visible. No?
Okay.
The other say oh, and then the substance.
Okay.
I mean formula.
Okay.
Say physical thing, the any substance.
Okay.
The substance near outward manifestation. At the end of the day, no nutrient, no.
Yeah.
And the evidence of say at the end of the on physically basis.
Okay.
Now say any physical as well. Na intangible.
Okay.
Me dey who say oh, and say just me yan substance.
Okay.
What does it? Substance near then. And you know, unseen things, a substance, a effect, take place.
Okay.
Mammy for example now. And from my unseen thing.
And ya the idea ni.
But see a GD say oh.
Yes.
Yeah, then GD. Because a my effect by passing through our skin.
Okay.
On top of our skin.
Yeah.
And we should be
Okay.
these are the sign I actually say
from our
Tofin Pacho, what I say?
But yes, pardon.
Et you know, Sardinia physical, the man me did say, I didn't want to say, many trium.
Many tube.
Now say invisible, and I say, a idea, young for one. The mammy did say, I don't know how to effect it.
Yeah.
Quotation way, first one now catch on, and no catch on tea, and the mommy hope for.
Okay.
Faith is now the substance of things. Hope for.
Okay.
At the end substance, no?
Okay.
The effect, no? And the mommy hope for at the end say, oh.
Okay.
Second line, no? Was it the evidence of things not seen?
Okay.
Niema, ewo hono.
Yeah.
Young
fire ni.
The evidence. And the mommy, me did doom sad in all.
Yeah.
And the mommy did ye.
Okay. This so Tony say emframa emfa na ade
very good. And that's emframa na family hono.
Family hono. Eba me feel say
evidence a trace ade na ewo. When you friend faith.
But me family ni hu.
Very good. Faith is not about seeing to believe.
Okay.
Faith is about having experience of the thing.
Okay.
The American what I say.
Number
one to so the ade no for when
ewo.
That's the meaning of faith.
Okay.
Where so what's me boa? Let's see any evaluate your science.
Okay.
Science money are evaluating.
Okay.
Science is evaluating. Complete. It's the identity they was say binum can say. Faith thing. Faith thing as you say there's no evidence. Okay. Meanwhile, I don't clap catch say faith evidence based thing. Mami sampa ma umbla.
Okay.
Me pacho tia. Tofi. O ma information about America.
Yeah.
Me nko order.
That be.
And I'm reading information.
Okay.
My dream evaluating, a processing, analyzing,
okay,
integrity,
okay,
and a scanning, and I'm the clear perceptive view.
Okay.
But just a clear picture, and it's a clear photo. No? Is it the manipulation and a perception in inner?
A genuine muna.
I didn't.
Yeah. Because I'm from an inconvenience.
But
me didn't say
I'm clear what picture about how the whole thing is.
Yeah.
And know your evidence.
Okay.
But just what does it?
Matthias.
Clear perceptive view na minya e evidence.
Okay.
E tell say dey na oh. Ampa make America asem nyina.
Yes.
Sa dey no. E na ye ka tell say heaven obi nko order.
That be.
E na yama information.
Okay.
About heaven.
Okay.
A grand plan.
Okay.
It me read no. Me pacho me conscious mental processor no. E no yet the pineal gland no.
Yeah.
E be evaluate content na make your Bible no. Okay. E describe about heaven no.
Okay.
Anything na nyamati no.
Okay.
E describe ya.
Okay.
Many the clear perceptive view internal.
Okay.
And not external, say menutria. Internal.
Okay.
and no my resonation I friend faith.
Okay.
Just my mental evidence. And the faith is a product of mentality.
Okay.
Faith in your friend say on evidence based.
Okay.
But faith is evidence based.
Okay.
Mental product.
Okay.
Through intellectuation of what? Of the pineal gland.
Okay.
It's in the pineal gland, no. So me go school, let me go science. And no the man name science because science is hard.
Okay.
You need to mean for common sense in your day.
Only
the India.
Because
science kwa kotere niyama yenitria. Ene niyama yenitria.
They chere niyama mienu. Okay.
One, niyama yenitria. Ene niyama yenitria. Science.
Okay.
Eti niyama yenitria dua. Ya chere botanical science.
Okay.
And when nitria. But the band of chemical properties in the inside now when nitria. It's a use mathematics.
Okay.
The concept of mathematics. And they discover what is in the plant.
Okay.
Yenitria. But
And
because
so,
mathematics now, your intellective faculty, no?
Okay.
And yeah, what you mind?
Yeah.
And my educated you may who said there's something called chemical properties here. Yes, I do.
Okay.
A biawe, a chemical properties where who decide we are. I know you the intellective side.
Okay.
Controlled by the pineal gland, no?
Okay.
And yes, I do.
Okay.
It's in Pacho. Bible, the entire community more do one didn't say. Already we have pre-programmed information about morality. Say moral.
Yeah.
Bible no can beyond what our intellective faculty, our friends instinctive faculty here or can more than that.
Okay.
It's any content. Moment I me reading.
Okay.
You say there be adi we norms na present by society.
Okay.
Automatically, what brain na
Ajiatu. Anya wo mum na
wajiatu. Self na
but brain no na ajiatu.
Brain no intellectual side na read we say adi we bet my den educating. I'm a system I den akoso. I'm a social unity and bonding with others na be perfect.
Okay.
Automatically no brain intellective side na jitu. It's the majority na Bible ko omumu a omugidi no.
Okay.
Minim so what must
What you say pa?
Secret e omuni. Sami am etuoyi. Me physical senses na many maso.
Okay.
Me
Okay.
Me nose. And I'm skin no. I'm the information from the outside the
brain no.
Me ba to many bet me fra.
Okay.
Many fra. Still I can be able to work intellectual manners.
Okay.
Still make my intellectual.
Because na so betimi kura
waso kura si.
Yes.
Na wani efra.
Yeah.
Kura na.
Yeah.
Still we are intellectual being.
Wow.
Who are they?
Wow.
Still I who are they?
Yes, I want for when you say.
I know your physical sight now switch off.
Okay.
But pineal gland, no? I know you're the third eye of the body, but the internal eye.
Inside.
Where faith, and physical things intersect.
Okay.
Where spiritual and physicality intersect. It's a pineal gland here, the gateway to the spiritual realm.
Okay.
Gateway connecting the physical realm to the spiritual realm.
Okay.
And then yes, our pineal gland, no?
Okay.
And the beam and into the science intellectual place, no?
Okay.
Because you see the intellectualism, baby, what you do when you
okay.
But through mathematics and calculation and mathematical concept, no, and I'm more who are there, send it here internally,
okay.
Not external.
Okay.
No, mama, not GDS, and then what was say science na me koye no, no correct. It me be pipe nipa.
Okay.
Met my pipe nipa, all right.
Okay.
It was say oh, can faith there, and the science cry go to faith because. Now baby Mennim
okay.
But through mathematics and calculation,
okay.
And the mommy to be practicing in the field.
Okay.
But just what I say.
But yes.
And the mommy are going to show.
Okay.
It is faith in your evidence there. Then these commonsensical people are trying to tell us, you go hospital, you know.
Okay. So any parents were at hospital.
Obeko hospital.
Okay.
Any. Mama Sanfa Mura baby. You go to scripture.
Okay.
Tofi. Scripture na me go to ni. Yanko Matthew 23:16. That's here me.
Okay. Matthew 23:16.
Matthew 23:16.
Okay.
Woe unto you, ye blinds. Woe unto you, you blind guides. Which say, whoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor.
Okay.
Ye fools and blind.
Okay.
Ye fools and what? Blind. Me pacho, na nyese Pharisee for na near
Efra. Okay.
But the Freddy about Mafa.
Yeah.
And the Fraben Oka was him.
O ma dwene bu.
Internal eye, na pineal gland.
Yeah, abu na ni.
All the negative, your friend say emotion.
Yeah.
Say all the negative emotion had.
Yeah.
And switch it off.
And no off.
It won't mean spiritual dissension.
Okay.
It be na common sense for. It moment I will apply common sense. Now be reason about intellect above pineal gland no eduma no. And what about superficial?
Okay.
It intellectualism be form.
Be form. Okay.
Second, spiritual dissension.
Okay.
And eduma.
Okay.
Because there is spiritual dissension and intellectual your friend saying intellectualism what eduma no. And the pineal gland.
Okay.
It is a pineal gland no. So we see and who here. Name common sense and who here. More now raising common sense above the body, no, above the intellectual faculty, no.
Yeah.
Intellectual faculty, no, cut down. One, want me intellectualize it.
Okay.
Two, your sense, like, say, your dissension, spiritual dissension.
Unya. Okay.
What does it?
Okay.
And also back form.
Okay.
Now, one man nature, no. The front or the back of the body.
Wow.
I feel whatever you think, be common sensical.
Okay.
Not intellectual.
Okay.
Some people was shutting the doorway for understanding the Bible.
Okay.
I don't think take Bible. Or take Bible only on common sense language. The language we were born with it.
No.
What's the Bible? What's the Bible near Toronto? Nipa da seni ekasem.
Yes.
Verbal language mu near Toronto.
Okay.
Or pick Bible on that content.
Okay.
Because verbal language be a common sense to human.
Okay.
And so picking on that content.
Okay.
Not the akasa.
Okay.
Yeah, me cannot as it.
Wow.
But the only intellectual capacity in the human. Now what's that common sense, no? No one say I know your animal nature, but what's me the intellectual capacity in the suya you know? Me but you also pick Bible, no? Obe who on intellectual level.
Okay.
Not on common sensical level.
Okay.
Difference a woman.
Okay.
Difference a woman.
Wow.
They are boys in here about common sense, no? They are not educating, they are not intellectuating.
Okay.
They are rather promoting the animal nature of humanity to rise above the intellectual capacity of the human.
Okay. Wow.
And you know, catcher will say, Tia, Matthew, no catcher will say, Uba Tia, or see ye fools and blind. I'm sorry. Or see, woe unto you, ye blind guys.
Okay.
We say, whoso shall swear by the temple is nothing. So swear by the temple, can't sort it down there. It's nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor.
Okay.
What's it? And you'll be an anyway, and what's some worker? They are an intellectual capacity near them. And what down? And what's some wearing?
Okay.
They are making out as it. It is a who's brony in the Bible. Sabroni Cronano. One also that they can buy.
Okay.
It was a walking argument. What's the Bible near wrong because if you foreign.
Okay.
Can't if you foreign, what's I got them? I don't say, hey, when you and the flat internal. Meaning, say, your friend say, main personal, nipa da seni, agene na yede intellectual. What kuno?
That's or no choose the or no ebeboa no.
What choose
and all promote to no. But the enam so a be kura obi wani ma hu sa de ne de. Because sa de no kuntia no suban ni na bra bobia office owo mu a.
Very good.
Okay.
Issue ni o. And a BM. Or my animal nature ni mo common sense no. And no cost so. What does it? Okay. So that you won't perceive their intellectualism, which is the pineal gland.
Okay.
That's the meaning of common sense. Differently from intellectual capacity.
Okay.
Another intellectual, the pineal glands, intellectual reference and reasoning.
Okay.
Difference.
Okay.
I feel Bible, no? Did it call human being into reasoning or common sense?
Okay.
You got the book of Isaiah 1:18.
Okay. I was for the massive jana me no etwetwe nkomo no na dodo no anim say we obin for fa pomden ho but agimi sem say sa wa to su kwa kasa e wa adwene no eti ene nkomo a yedi no e fa obrain ho wadwene say de sesa adwene ni ye adwuma na nei no enkrofo bi e promote say ye common sense enti no ade bia nyankopon kura ka titiro ne ngoma no yɛnto ntwene na yɛmfa common sense ɛnyɛ adwuma obetumi akoto biribi wɔ bible dog am yɛn na ɛmoa no wode read way
quote you know only they use ways be they don't quote the effect of the thing.
Okay.
What does it?
Okay.
Ebi ni Solomon dey na wo ye kire no.
Yeah.
Abra Solomon act ni mo onyanya sunsun so no. E na mu quote.
Okay.
O me quote effect no.
Okay.
So no wo gira Solomon dey na odi ka ye ya wonya sunsun so no. No wa kire say awade bebre.
Okay.
It wa wo so wa dwen say da nya adwuma no. No asom wo.
Asom wo because wo enna wo fi say bebo wo.
Bebo because
enna wo pesa de no kra ye.
Aha. Okay. Wakono. Won say nipa da say ni is prone to akono.
Okay.
Tie bo man say na ma ka promote no rather.
Okay.
Tia. What is the what your friend saying? They are there the Bible no calling you into.
Okay.
Is it common sense
okay.
or the reasoning capacity?
Okay.
Yeah. Come Isaiah 1:18.
Okay.
Come now and let us reason together.
Okay.
Said the Lord. Come now. He's calling people into the Christian biblical belief.
Yeah.
And now say the biblical religion.
Yeah.
And was say come now and let us reason together. One can say come now and let us apply common sense. One can say, but come now and let us what? Reason together.
Okay.
The thing the Bible can say, or calling the person, but religion way more.
Okay.
Don't come with common sense.
Okay.
But come and let us apply the intelligible power of comprehension, which is the reasoning faculty. I find pineal gland.
Okay.
Do you know the reason why?
No.
Your person want to say, Bible no your education material. Education material.
Okay.
And that's educative material. Very good. Ye ba be sua niema ye ni tua.
Okay.
Any dia ye ni nyeren. Entua. E no niema na ye be sua.
Okay.
The sense na ho kosua science a. Niema woni tua e ma.
Yeah, any niema woni tua.
Ah woni tua e na ho kosua no.
Okay.
You can't apply common sense. Because one niema ye ni tua no evaluation be koso.
Okay.
Common sense ntimi nye.
Okay.
Intercept your friends assessment be koso. Common sense ntimi nye.
Okay.
Processing be koso. Common sense in processing.
Okay.
But just what you say?
Tiopa.
E be da ko.
Timinya possible.
Bible no ya de bia se na momo ka no. Se fi baby ne bai.
Okay.
Sanya intelligible power of comprehension controlled by the pineal gland.
Okay.
Ye be hu ade e oba gum say ya na nye.
Okay.
They make what I say.
Yeah.
Common sense into me today.
Dabi.
And so far so momo preach common sense no. They raise the animal nature.
Okay.
Animal cannot discern between good and evil.
Evil.
Animal onim their friend say sabi. Ade ye ni tuane ni ye ni ye de.
Entia.
Onim.
Okay.
It they say no, you shut down human intellectualism.
Okay.
And you are raising the animal nature,
Okay.
which cannot intellectuate human.
I said the nipa adwene no nya
Very
no
good.
adwene. After o ma won dwene te se sabi aboa.
It is nipa that in your adwene na and
Okay.
intellectual you know. It will go down every day.
Okay.
You make what I say.
What you say pa?
It will go down every day.
Said the old man so no. Now
Yes.
the other way no e brass. Okay.
Wow. It will go down every day. After you are DB. Me bacho share. Yanko Ecclesiastes 2:14.
Okay.
Ti asemi talking.
Osanka for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ecclesiastes 2:14.
Okay.
Ti asama make am. Ecclesiastes 2:14. Was it? The wise man. See a wise man out here.
Yeah.
Intelligent person.
Yeah. Onyansa for.
What does it? Onyansafo.
Yeah.
Intelligent person.
Yeah.
So a scientist. Okay. So a mathematician.
Okay.
So you be in someone.
Someone. Yeah. A hinter.
A hinter.
Yeah.
Or a wise man.
Okay.
Or see the wise man's eye are in his head.
Wow. Onyansa for ni.
Eren.
Ewa adwene.
Ewo ni trim. Enye nani. It's common sense will tell you use your this common eyes because physical senses are common to everybody.
Everybody.
They need to know introduce you to.
Okay.
They are making what say.
Yeah.
No, I can't tell say Nyankopon onim sam ye be attack no. So oni nyame ndi no.
Okay.
No, I can't tell say me nka se me nyame ndi o. Na Nyankopon kura na mo kasi mo gini di no kura. E no kura nka me wase won. Oboa. Onyi ni.
Yeah.
Onyi ni.
Yeah.
No nim say o ka say Nyankopon o kasi Nyankopon yo. No ka pia. O be challenge ni.
We challenge ni.
No, I said I can't tell so.
Okay.
Nyankopon ho na Nyankopon kura kasi mo gidi kura. E no kura na asem wo.
Asem wo.
No, I can't say asem na.
No, I can't say Jan ho.
Very good.
Okay.
But Tia. Tia. Also, the wise man said in his eyes.
Okay.
Also, the wise man's eye
Okay.
are in his head.
Okay. onyansafo ani
When
ɛwɔ
the
ne
dream.
tirim.
Yeah. But the fool walks in darkness.
Okay.
Eh?
Okay.
There's nothing I a fool to say about being animal nature.
Yeah.
You are fool. You are fool because you can't reason to the standard of humanity.
Yeah.
And you are fool.
Okay.
It is some David ever can say Abua jejentwie and I can't say Nyankopon yede. Anyhow, the person will say when a human being is trying to shut down the human your friend said brain now man different from animal.
Okay.
They're shutting it down. Near my animal nature and rise here. We are fools. Which is the common sense.
David said, "Ujujunchi ne sina kuma."
Very good.
Na me kura de bre bi na me ka no afidie so no maka ne pen obi a wahwe me bi am say Bible ka say we ujujunchi a ati say wagi me nko 1 billion.
What does it?
Say obi a wagi me sa 1 billion e na ujujunchi.
Yeah.
Ti obi a o ka say nyame ni ho no.
Uh-huh.
Bible no pese o kire say we Jimmy for
because nipa person what will say common sense. Yeah. Common sensically nobody should tell you God. Yeah. But common sensical. Yeah. Don't evaluate to know God. Okay. Yeah. But we don't have to see God. Yeah. We have to know God.
Okay.
We don't have to do what? See God. We have to know God.
Okay.
Because God is beyond vision. So I'm saying yes, I'm science. Near geological science.
Okay.
You got geological science, and that's a cosmic science. Science that deals with the whole of the universe.
Okay.
The whole of the universe, no? There's precision and order.
Okay.
And baby, precision and order. Intelligence and a divine. It is not in order, no, intelligence. No. It is in order, no, intelligence. A divine. Yeah. And you know, say intelligence and a divine. Saka kraka we bias kraka we ya stress ya yenu be biasi no. Nipa na onu tina on boy and the boy.
Oh yeah no.
Ye better hu nisu.
Okay.
So ade product no boy no.
Yeah.
And no play hu ni measurement ah.
Obey
the no boy no. Ye better hu nisu. Minim say what
ya say pa.
Et wo hu na say we hen no. Enya adwuma.
Yeah.
Na mo say we be nim no. And na ye adwuma. Because we don't know this universe.
Yeah.
But we don't see, not the vision or the view of this universe is what is necessary. Rather, the information that make us know the universe. Okay. And they are very important. Okay. They make a lot of it. And you know say the wise man's eye is in his head. Okay. Because wise man is an intelligent person. Okay. Eh? Yeah. It is in his head. Okay. But the fool walks in darkness. Why? Okay. Because of the empty vein, no? Empty vein capacity of the brain, which is the common sense, no? And what them. Okay. But what does it? Yeah. And what shutting down the amount in the part, and your pineal gland, no? Okay. What shutting the function down? Okay. By promoting the common sense, which is the animal nature. Therefore, it is equal to say the fool will say there's no God.
Wow. Every night, every dog.
Mamima. Last verse.
Yeah, then I did cut one.
Romans 8:24. Okay. For we are saved by hope. Okay. Eh? But hope that is sin is not hope. First quote now go to Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Or the faith is the substance of things hoped for. Yeah. Substance of things that make us hope for something.
Are there any that to say?
But ade a ye ni daso ye benya mo ahotoso ade a ye hu ye but the evidence nti no ye wa ahotoso what's ade ne bere ye benya and what tell say faith e ya ahotoso no say ade a ye de ye ni hu and hope there and hope and hope it will say for we are saved by hope. Okay. But hope that is sin is not hope. Okay. For what a man see, why does he yet hope for? Okay. Ade a woni wani atua no. Ade no ti won se yefsem bon. Yeah. Ade wo de be ma me. Woni am ma me. Ana bo se na wo de ma me no. Because many hu dada. Okay. They make no atiase. Atiase. E pitam bia no. Ade a ye ni hu ye no. Ene de hye ye bo. But ye ma ye evidence a chance ade na ye de be ma ye na ye den. Ewo. And therefore, the American say, okay. Common sense. Okay. Naturally, it is balanced with intellective faculty. Okay. Baby edano manona ho. Okay. Na baby intellectual faculty ne mandi paye nipa no edano. Eno so manona ho. Okay. Na mo ye wa adwin say oh ma common sense na animal nature no
akosoro
as the mama nipa na you are deepening the animal nature.
Okay,
that makes you a fool.
Okay, oda abo suban di.
Yes,
na eno na ma
that is why you tell me say you don't need a book to tell you something tieni yo.
Okay,
but do be fa chire akodi wa no asua book o say okodi ayansa.
Okay,
so me nim say the American what
you
you said you don't need a book,
yeah,
to tell you something.
Okay,
but nipa na wo yare na wo ko ne nchen no onu so sua book.
aye ngoma na okosua ya wo hu nyansa wo yare otimi o.
Very good. You see where common sense make you fool.
Yeah, tisa anya ngoma sua mu no osua ye hunu say opesa odi nsokrasi obi so a moja si obi so a yesa open vein.
What you say?
Eti okosua de e na odi hunu ye. Tisa wo so wo hia bibia be kire wo nyansa de a ene nipa kro okosua ya.
Okosua book onkoji a wo kura no common sense is making you fool. When you raise common sense or deepening common sense above the pineal gland, which makes you reason as human now, your foolishness portrays.
Wow.
And then how can you don't need a book to tell you something?
Okay.
But who here will be on a book to tell you say aduane we ya wodi ye no and ade ade we buy. Sa ade we ya wo ye and ade ade we buy.
Okay.
They make a lot of it.
Yeah.
Common sense in think also trust na. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Common sense cannot intellectuate you.
Okay.
Sanke betuma intellectuate you all.
Okay.
And you know say ade we mi ko di a e be pra me.
Okay.
Common sense will not tell you something which you don't know. Okay. It is only the reasoning faculty controlled by the pineal gland.
Okay.
And the betuma idea you don't know.
Okay.
Whatever you don't know is what your eyes has never seen before. You don't know it.
Okay.
Until the Bible no can say unim.
Okay.
Common sense cannot teach you.
Yes.
But rather, it is the intelligible power of comprehension controlled by the pineal gland.
Okay.
Which, if you want to move step forward to know, it will make you evaluate,
Okay.
process,
Okay.
analyze,
Okay.
assess, and then experiment and examine.
Okay.
The American writers here.
Yeah.
And son, why then? What no you? But moment I will see common sense, you know, you become blind because you are shutting down the intellectual faculty.
Okay.
And raising what? The common sense. And when you're internally blind in the head. I don't know what catch it on.
When you free.
Say wise person be ano. Or no, or on the eye, you know, and on the head in him.
Yeah.
And a common sense person be ano. Or no use physical eye no.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the body will also tell you that. Body no. The biological body no more. Science will also tell you that. The commonsensical eye, physical eye, will be a common to everybody. No?
Okay.
It's connected to the what? To the internal eye of the head.
Okay.
In balance.
Okay.
That make a lot of
But
sense.
yes.
But just that intellectual faculty was
Also.
And animal one no, commonsensical all down.
All down.
Number one, you are say, oh, raising up. You are making effort to animalize yourself.
Okay.
That's all.
The message you made was also in Shira Mamati. Mennim say Nyankopon ya adoma what my atia see pin say besi sabre no. So obi adwene say odi common sense echi a oba be fu.
One said some for common sense no.
Yeah.
Some category now so na condemn religion.
Of course.
Meanwhile, what be some definition for religion?
Religion.
The umbe it doesn't make you also condemn religion.
Wow.
It is because they use common sense into
Okay.
nothing intellectualism passes through their mentality.
Okay.
Aye.
The message Nyankopon ya adoma Thursday e be say share the same time 4:30.
Mati.
Mo amohwe no, but ka ka kire say ebia wunnim no say your friend no Dr. Gabriel, but me dey me friend the messenger e dia me dey ama no e wo me platform yi so no. Eti hye no so say ne na wabehwe yen e wo platform yi so a Mr. share link no ma manfo ihu so un subscribe Tofiakwa TV so a ka kire wo nkrofo foto asori page bi mu foto school group bi mu ma amanfo nsua niema free page so ya wada any joada bia no 4:30 p.m. Ghana time na make yi me need the messenger transe na ya to yebo ase adosuko ewo enima pii mu ye bo wura brabom ye bo wura dwene mu wonim se onipa wantie music a die ne bisi dog on said akro yebefa
yebefa no so
enti niam be bre wa ye be do musuko na nyankopon ya adoma Thursday we share 4:30 p.m. Ghana time e wo platform ya ye Tofiakwa TV so a channel so say ye be do suko ye share ma dwumade bi ase ye beto aso ye free ho a ye betie si memma so ye be fa ma nipadua no niam a special wo mu a e wo say na no do ka say mo say so we bema na wanya oba ebe ha wadwene ye be kira say nyam ya no ma Thursday ti dem ase nyame da ase
nzo da ase
mo nshira o abujafo aha Tofiakwa TV yakra